What's up? That GameFi guy here, and today I'm excited because we're looking at Golden Bros. It's one of the first games on the Binance Smart Chain platform where I feel like the gameplay and graphics were actually the developers' first priority. We're also going to discuss the upcoming NFT release, and even if you are watching this after that sale, I'm going to explain why you're going to want to follow the secondary market to pick some up. As always, this isn't financial advice. It's just my opinion. Let's get started. All right, first things first, let's take a look at the game trailer and see what's going on. You can see the beautiful animations here. Heads up, the game itself, the gameplay itself, it's only like a second of graphics. So we can just I'll stop it so you can see. All right, this is the first half second where they show. So you can see there's an arena, 3v3, gameplay, shooting style. All right, here's the other snippet that you see. Another different arena, and you're kind of just going around trying to kill the opponent. That's it. Before we get into the white paper, I want to take a look at the recent news, which of course is their early access NFTs and the airdrop. So let's take a look. The first thing we're going to look at is their airdrop. If you go on their Twitter, you can see they've pinned it. Just follow simple steps, nothing out of the ordinary from one of these kind of airdrops. There are only 100 luxury mystery boxes being given out, which are worth over $20,000. Plus you get early access passes, which are great because, as we'll see later, the early access of this game is you can actually transfer the tokens you've earned in the beta testing and use them and convert them to the real tokens once that token gets released. So you do have an incentive to play the game as early as possible. It is a long shot. There are only 100 winners, and with 2 weeks to go, there are already 1,400 likes. So that's only going to grow. But you know what? There's nothing to lose. And if you don't want to bug your friends about this, which is something I always do shamelessly, feel free to tag me as one of your friends to fulfill that requirement. We're friends by now, right? All right, next, let's talk about the early NFT sales, which you can find on their white paper. I'd definitely make sure to follow them on Twitter to keep up to date with any potential changes, though. So if you go down to the NFT pre-sale section of their white paper, you'll see that there are two platforms where the NFTs will be sold early. First one is going to be on Binance's NFT platform, and the second one, which there will be several, is going to be on Item Cube. Now, as always, U.S. residents are screwed, so you can't sign up for accounts on either of these platforms. But anyways, here's the details. As the airdrops or as the NFT sales happen, they get more expensive. So the first one is going to be $200 for a box. And afterwards, it's only going to go up, ending at $300 on March 24th. Since the Binance one is coming up first, they do talk a little more about that. And if you go down to the bonus NFT, so there's a 1% chance that you can win Gregory's premium costume and a collection NFT card, which can only be obtained during the pre-sale period. And what that card does, it allows you to change a costume's appearance and make it special. However, you can also trade them through the NFT marketplace. So that's an extra incentive to try to get these early boxes. However, one thing to note is that there are going to be 300,000 in total sold. Now, I don't know if one box equals one NFT. Maybe it says somewhere. I'm not so sure. But they do say up to 20 boxes can be purchased per account for each round, which is still interesting because if you look at the Twitter followers, for example, they have right now less than 3,500 Twitter followers. If you multiply that by 20 per follower, that's, well, let's say that's 70,000 boxes that can be sold just based on their Twitter followers alone, and assuming they spend over $200 per box. So I'm not quite sure if they're really, if this 300,000 is a pretty ambitious number of boxes to be sold pre-sale before a game. So we'll see if they can do that. And that's why I think that there's a good chance either the boxes might not get sold out, especially when the price goes to $300, or people are going to buy them and there won't be so much of a demand for them in the secondary market. Like, I don't think anyone's going to be flipping these boxes for double the price the second that secondary market opens up. There could be a chance that people are going to start dropping the price of that and actually sell at a loss, if that hype kind of dies down. So it may pay to be patient in this game. So here's the benefit of getting in and buying those NFTs early, whether you get it through the secondary market or you purchase it when they get released on those platforms. The first thing that's going to happen is the early access. And that happens, you can participate if you've purchased those NFTs and equip the costume that you've received. And what happens is if you play, you can obtain early access exclusive points. So what the heck are those? Well, it's basically points that can be converted to their native token when the game gets released. So at grand launch, you can use the early access exclusive points to receive GBC. And in addition, what's happening is that I guess typically these costumes, the durability actually decreases and you need to recharge them in order to keep playing. But during the early access, the costumes acquired will have unlimited durability. And so that kind of prohibits that restriction and lets you just play as much as possible. All right, so that's all the early excitement. Good luck in trying to get that airdrop or participating in these early access sales. Let's look more at the token now and figure out kind of how this token economy works. So currently, there's no info on the token distribution or kind of cliff periods. That's going to be coming soon, I hope. But what they do have is a token flow chart to show kind of how the token flows through the economy. So there are basically two paths as a player to start earning in this game. One is if the fast track where you've already purchased an NFT costume and you wear that. Doing so, when you play the game, it gives you rewards in GBC, which, looking at this flowchart, it seems like you almost need to go through the item cube marketplace, but eventually they'll be on PancakeSwap, and I'm sure you can just trade it that way. Although there does seem to be a pretty strong relationship with the item cube platform and Golden Bros. I'm on the play to earn section of the white paper, and there's my cursor. It shows that in order to do costume acquisitions or go to the NFT shop, durability recharge, or even powering up your bros, it's all done through the item cube platform. And what they do mention in this is that the item cube, which is the utility token for Golden Bros. So it does seem like you will need to use that platform. Going back to the token flowchart, if we look at the free-to-play section, which is you don't have an NFT costume and you play, you'll see that you'll acquire an in-game currency that is not GBC. And what that lets you do is power up your bros so that they get stronger and stronger. Now, how do you make your way to the wearing a costume section to earn GBC? Well, they actually talk about that in the free-to-play section. And what they say is that, let's see, where is it? You can take advantage of check-in rewards and such to receive classic grade costumes to get a taste of what play to earn feels like. So it seems like just doing daily check-ins, you'll eventually be able to get those NFTs so you can participate. Now, classic grade is the lowest form of costumes. And you can see that what they say is by equipping the costume, you can earn a very small amount of GBC by engaging in crypto battles. So if you purchase the higher grade NFT costumes, that will enable you to earn more by playing the game. You know, overall, based on this token flow chart, I'm a little disappointed, quite frankly, because I wish there was a way for the GBC token to work its way back to a player pool, either through a DAO or even just a certain percentage spent in the game going back to players, to create that circular and sustainable economy. Because right now it seems like any purchases spent on the game go directly to the developers. But you know, again, they don't even have the token distribution set up. So hopefully, as time goes on, they kind of hone in and fix these this token model. Let's look at the team. There are two primary teams behind this game. The first one is the game studio Netmarble, and the second one is that platform I mentioned, Item Cube. So what's up with Netmarble? If you go to a Binance Smart Chain news post kind of talking about Golden Bros, they say that they're a South Korean mobile game developer. It's actually South Korea's largest mobile gaming company, founded in 2000. And if I'm on their website, they have their mobile games shown here, of which, you know, there are a lot of RPGs. As I'm not in South Korea, I'm not really familiar with any of these, but you know, some of these are worldwide. They do have like a Marvel game, and I'm just on their Item Games website, and it seems to be kind of like a pancake swap style, where again, you could trade, but you can also trade a bunch of NFTs. So right now on their homepage, they're kind of featuring this game, Lime Odyssey. And yeah, eventually you'll be able to stake tokens. And, you know, as I mentioned, the early access releases are also going to be here. So that's where you'll find that and get that information. You know, typically teams will partner up with VC funds or launch pads to help advertise and sell their token. But this game does not. It's the first one I've seen on Binance Smart Chain that doesn't have any, at least public partners. So we'll see how that goes. Lastly, looking at their social channels, as I've mentioned, Golden Bros has 3,400 Twitter followers, and they have around 4,700 Discord followers. They don't have any Telegram community at the moment, which, you know, I don't know. Telegram, for this purposes, seems kind of worthless to me anyways, just because there's so much spam. So Twitter is definitely the way to go to get updates, and Discord, as always, is the best place to just ask questions and chat with the community. Compared to the other projects I've been looking at, they have a very low count of followers, especially with the game release coming so soon. But I don't know if that's a function of not having as many, not having any partners. You know, a lot of these projects have all those, what are they called? Launch pads, which, you know, the team can leverage those launchpad communities to spread the word. But I think this game really is going to speak for itself. All right, that's about it for this game. Well, that's not about it, because there's a lot of info that still needs to come. First off, though, the pros for this game, or the biggest pro for this game, is that this is the first AAA looking game on the Binance Smart Chain. And I think that's much needed for the BSC ecosystem, just because, you know, Ethereum, they have it right now with like Gods Unchained and Illuvium coming out. Even like Solana, there's a lot of hype for Aurori or Star, I think it's called Star Atlas. Now Binance can finally say they have one AAA style game in Golden Bros. So that, I think that's going to bring a lot of credibility to their platform, which for a platform where, you know, I've seen so many just cutouts, money grab style games, something like this is really going to bring up the reputation and is only going to help the quality of other games coming on to this ecosystem. The cons, well, it's a pretty high price for entry to get these, even for the early access NFTs, from $200 to $300, especially given the total supply. So that, like I said, I don't know if in the secondary market, you might be able to get a good price on these in the secondary market. We'll see. The other thing is that the game tokenomics aren't that great. There really isn't a circular economy to kind of keep that token price sustainable long term. Hopefully that'll change because there really isn't much detail. And of course, they don't even have their token distribution or lockup info shown. So we'll need to wait on that to also get a better idea of how the tokenomics are going to work for this platform. Having said all that, I cannot wait for this game to get released. I'm really hoping I can get into that early access to try to start earning those tokens early. But yeah, that's about it. If you have any other games that you want me to take a look at or any info that may come or that I missed regarding Golden Bros, don't hesitate to let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you soon. Thanks for watching.